Well, happy Friday, everybody. I'm having to shoot today's video from my car. Today is a special feast day for the Archdiocese of Detroit. Saint Anne, who is the grandmother of Jesus, mother of the Blessed Virgin Mary. She is our patroness for the Archdiocese of Detroit. So I want to say happy feast day to anyone living in the Archdiocese of Detroit and or anyone who has Saint Anne as their patroness. Happy Onomasticum, happy feast day. St. Anne, in fact, I should have a personal note about St. Anne. So many years ago when I took an iconography class, she was the first icon that I first and only icon that I ever wrote. So there's a special devotion that I have to St. Anne. And unfortunately, that icon was destroyed in an earthquake in Italy. So there's a little story behind it as well. But there's a real special devotion I have to St. Anne as our patroness. Today's gospel is one of my favorite to examine my conscience. And I'm actually going to challenge everybody that listens to this video to take Friday and Saturday to reread this particular gospel and see where you stand. Because the first steps to the spiritual life is understanding thyself, to know thyself, right? Know thyself, to conquer thyself, to give yourself to God. Those are the three stages of the spiritual life. And to know ourselves, well, we have to examine our conscience. So there are 4 ways in which the seeds are sown in today's gospel. And hopefully I remember them. One is the path, so a seed sown on a path. The next one is seed sown on rocky ground. The third one is seed sown in thorns. And then the fourth one is sown on rich soil. Obviously, Jesus is trying to tell us that, hey, there are different ways of which you will receive my gospel, which you will receive me. And depending on where you are is where you're going to eventually end up. But we have to take time to really examine our conscience, and actually see where is that seed falling on us at any given point. Because it's not true that we're always going to be on rich soil, or that we're always going to be in the thorns, or we're always going to be on the path, or we're always going to be on the rocky ground. Sometimes it fluctuates throughout the day, or the week, or the month, or however it is that we are moved toward the Spirit of God or not. But this is a helpful gospel. I think Jesus really gave us this for a practical way. You read it, we meditate on it, and we ask the Lord, where are we right now? And if we're on the path, how do we find ourselves to the rich soil? What's blocking that, right? If it's the rocky ground where we're kind of full of joy, but something happens and our joy is taken away, well, how do we keep everlasting joy in our hearts? What's blocking that joy from entering? Thorns, right? Like, we're ready to receive the gospel. We're ready to preach the gospel. We're ready to live the gospel. But then the anxieties of life happens. So what are those blockers that block us from planting that seed on rich soil? And then for those of you who think or may be completely living in rich soil, how can you help someone in these other 3 paths to bring them to rich soil? I think that's our real challenge today. Peace and God bless.